Don't you move! I ain't moving.
When Tulsa King Season 3 Episode 5 ended with Bill being led away in handcuffs, it wasn't just another cliffhanger. It was a seismic shift in the balance of power, not only for Bill, but for Dwight, the General, Manfredi, and the fragile empire he's built in Tulsa. Fans immediately started asking who turned him in. Was this a setup? And most importantly, what does this arrest mean for the future of Dwight's crew? Because make no mistake, this isn't just about one man going to jail. It's about trust, loyalty, and how fragile Dwight's family really is. Who is Bill, really? Let's start with the obvious question. Who exactly is Bill, and why is his arrest such a big deal? Bill, played with gritty intensity by Frank Grillo, entered Tulsa King as a force of chaos disguised as an ally. A man with connections, ambition, and a shadowy past, he quickly became both a potential partner and a wild card. He's ex-military, street-smart, and perfectly comfortable using violence as a solution. He's also been one of the few people willing to question Dwight's authority to his face, something few characters in this world dare to do.
What are you saying? I'm a rat! Know what you're saying?
That's important because it positions Bill as a mirror for Dwight himself. Both are men defined by codes of loyalty and power, but with different moral compasses. Dwight wants to build something lasting. Bill, he wants control, even if it burns everything down in the process. The arrest? Coincidence or trap? At the end of Episode 5, Bill is arrested under mysterious circumstances. The show doesn't immediately reveal the charge, leaving fans to speculate whether it's tied to his own dirty dealings or part of a larger setup. There are two dominant theories, and both could redefine the next stretch of the season. Theory 1. Dwight set him up. On the surface, this might sound like betrayal, but think about Dwight's code. He doesn't backstab without reason. If Dwight orchestrated Bill's arrest, it wouldn't be personal. It would be strategic. Bill has been growing reckless. He's brought heat to the crew's operations, drawn unwanted attention, and started questioning Dwight's leadership in front of others. That's a death sentence in mob politics. Dwight's seen this story before. He knows what happens when ambition grows faster than discipline. So he might have made a deal with law enforcement, not to destroy Bill, but to neutralize him. A controlled fall, if you will. By letting Bill get picked up, Dwight removes a threat without getting his own hands dirty. It's the kind of long game move that defines the Tulsa King style, less about brute force, more about strategic dominance. But there's one problem with that theory: Dwight's heart. For all his ruthlessness, he's not cold-blooded. And the look on his face in that final shot, half shock, half resignation, didn't scream mastermind, it screamed loss. Which brings us to Theory 2, someone else turned Bill in, and Dwight is next. This theory runs deeper and darker. Bill's arrest could be part of a federal sting operation targeting the Tulsa organization as a whole. We've already seen in previous episodes that the FBI and local law enforcement have been watching Dwight's movements since Season 1. The feds know he's rebuilding something that looks dangerously close to a new syndicate. And what's the best way to take down a criminal network? You cut off the limbs before you go for the head. Bill might have been the first domino. If this theory holds, his arrest is just the beginning of a systematic takedown, one that will force Dwight to fight not only the law but also the betrayal brewing inside his own ranks. The symbolism of the arrest. Whether you view Bill as a traitor, a victim, or something in between, his arrest carries deep symbolic weight in Tulsa King. It's a mirror moment, showing Dwight exactly what happens when his world collides with the one thing he can't control: the system. For most of the series, Dwight's greatest weapon has been his confidence, his belief that he can outthink, outtalk, or outmuscle anyone. He's survived prison, exile, and countless ambushes. But the law? The law is something else entirely. Bill's arrest reminds both Dwight and the audience that power doesn't make you untouchable. It just paints a bigger target on your back. Bill's hidden agenda. Now let's dig into something fans have been whispering about online. What if Bill wanted to be arrested? It's an out there theory, but Tulsa King thrives on misdirection. If Bill cut a deal with the feds, his arrest could be a cover story, the first stage in a larger play to infiltrate or sabotage Dwight's operation from the inside. This would make sense if we connect his background, military intelligence, black ops, deep state rumors. He's the kind of guy who could wear a badge or a bulletproof vest with equal ease. If Bill cut a deal with the feds, his arrest could be a cover story, the first stage in a larger play to infiltrate or sabotage Dwight's operation from the inside. This would make sense if we connect his background, military intelligence, black ops, deep state rumors. He's the kind of guy who could wear a badge or a bulletproof vest with equal ease. Maybe Bill's partnership with Dwight was never about loyalty, it was about surveillance. The fact that he's taken alive, not killed, supports this theory. The feds wanted him off the board but not out of the picture. They might need him later, either to testify or to draw Dwight into a trap. What it means for Dwight. Bill's arrest puts Dwight in a dangerous position. He's lost trust before, in New York, in prison, in his own family, but this time it's different. Bill represented the next phase of his empire, the muscle and vision needed to expand beyond Tulsa. Without him, Dwight's operation becomes vulnerable. Worse, the arrest could make others in the crew start doubting Dwight's leadership. If he can't protect one of his top men, how can he protect anyone? That question alone could spark internal power struggles, as ambitious lieutenants see opportunity in chaos. Tulsa King thrives on those moments, when loyalty and survival start to blur. The emotional undercurrent. Beyond the mob politics and gunplay, this twist hits emotionally. Dwight and Bill's relationship is built on mutual respect, two soldiers of different wars finding common ground in survival. Bill's arrest feels like Dwight losing a brother. You can see it in Stallone's expression, that familiar, quiet devastation he plays so well. This could also be the event that pushes Dwight toward his darkest instincts. When his family or his crew are threatened, he lashes out. If Bill's arrest turns out to be a setup by another faction, say, Armin's rivals or Chicky's New York syndicate, Dwight's retaliation could be brutal. And in classic Tulsa King fashion, that retaliation might trigger exactly what he fears most, the fall of everything he's built. How this could set up the rest of Season 3. Bill's arrest could serve as the domino that topples Season 3's larger narrative. If Dwight tries to rescue him, or interfere with the legal process, it could expose his entire operation. We could also see Dwight forced into a temporary alliance with law enforcement, not out of trust, but necessity, to clear Bill's name or protect his own. Alternatively, if Bill flips, willingly or under pressure, the final episodes could see Dwight facing an existential choice: save his empire or save his people. Why it matters. In the grand scheme, Bill's arrest reminds us what makes Tulsa King so compelling. It's not just about gangsters and cowboy boots, it's about the price of redemption. Dwight came to Tulsa to start fresh, to prove he could build something legitimate. But the shadows of his past never stopped following him. Bill's downfall is a reflection of Dwight's own, a warning that no matter how far you run, the past always finds you. And if the theory about a federal sting or double-cross proves true, we might be watching the slow unraveling of everything Dwight has worked for. Because sometimes, the most dangerous enemy isn't the one pointing a gun, it's the one holding the handcuffs.